everybody. Stream's up. Let's see. Slightly late, I think. Let me connect the chat here. What? There we go. Awesome. Cool. What's up? Let's try to get this lighting to be a little better. Let's see. Let's see that. I think that'll be fine. Work over here. Looks alright. There we go. That's a little better. Awesome. Very cool. I got your message, Chaz. So yeah, hopefully all that helps. Let's see here. Was it Wednesday? Can't remember. No, Tuesday. Days of the week just go by. I think I'm ready. Let me get some music going. Over here. All right. Cool. So yeah, just recently I did a Death Star sketch in my brother's birthday card, and I posted that on Instagram, right? I guess the creator of the X-Wing, the Death Star, and Millennium Falcon, he is, what's his name here? His name's Colin Cantwell. Anyway, he found that picture, liked it, and is following me on Instagram. So it's pretty cool. Hopefully, maybe I'll try to do some more Star Wars stuff and do some tributes, maybe. Okay. Yesterday, this is where we left off, kind of. I did one adjustment on here. I kind of brought this frame closer to the camera on in the frame, so that's always good, always fun. I want to get better paper. I used to have this Hammermill color copy paper, which is awesome, and this is just normal paper. It's a little it's not as great, obviously. This is as cheap as you can get, you know. So it's more effective if you get something a little more thick. What I will do is put a few sheets behind it because it gives it like a better feel. I feel like you do get the better feel behind it, even though the paper is not that great, but you do get a better feel for it. So yeah, that's a pretty cool little something. Let's see what I got here. Try to figure out what I should play, music-wise. think I'll start out with Shinobi and we'll move to something else once we get some other people on. Maybe if there's any suggestions. But the Shinobi soundtrack's not bad. It's actually not bad for doing art too. Oops. Let's see. Alright, now I'll play it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't get hit for copyrights on this. No, I don't. I pretty much. There is actually on that sequence of videos, I think there's like 7 or 8 assignments before that. That's the last assignment. So you're out of luck, but that's the best I got. Yeah. All right. So using 2H, I think here. This is not a bad shot here. Kind of like it. So, did we write on the back of this one? No. We wrote on the back of this one. Alright, so page 1. We've got... This is now kind of still a center shot in some ways. It's just really balanced. It used to be this shot from behind the driver's seat and the passenger, and you saw the 4 figures. But now I put the 4 figures stopping in front of this town, and I'll probably put some buildings and whatnot behind it. But yeah, so let's see here. I'm gonna put in this space here. And yeah, I think this will work pretty well. What's up, Germ? Yeah, so I think they're gonna have like this makeshift kind of barricade, I think. And I think they're just gonna pretty much rob this guy and take his family for some reason. The story is not super fleshed out. However, it's good enough to, you know, good enough to show. Good Shinobi in the mix. Anyway, let's get the steering wheel in here. The dude's here with his hat. Maybe put even his hand up. Put his hands up. Thumbnails? Oh, okay. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. So yeah, I'm gonna probably... This is probably like a good in-between layouts, is what I would call layouts. From here you can tighten them up once you put them on the board. And we'll do that by scanning and copying at a bigger size. Okay, so we do have a girl in the mix here. I think we're going to give this guy a backwards hat or a bandana. Each one kind of have to have their own visual cues that separates them. So this one's a girl. It's easy enough. This one's got like a helmet-ish kind of thing. Backwards hat. And like a... I don't know, he's got like a shirt wrapped around his pants. like you do back in the 90s. She's got a shotgun. Not seeing much of this because it's a thumbnail version. It's going to be probably double the size. That'll be easier to draw. Alright. The town. I mean, there's probably other things in the background like a curb and, you know, this is like a rural town. So I'm going to look at it. What do we got here? Yeah, so something like this. Just gotta see this. It's like super rural, like few buildings. There's enough cars and stuff, but we'll just say it's like this section down here, you know what I mean? And somebody's like just getting robbed, carjacked. But yeah, there's like telephone poles and street signs and wires and stuff. It's not like, not a dirt road or anything. Over here, there's probably a building. Nothing crazy though, like, you know, normal building. Window. All right. It's like Jeremy didn't stick around. Let's put some trees in there because there's a lot of like different types of trees. Make one like oakish kind of tree. Maybe like another pineish kind of tree over here. I think what I'm going to do is not... Well, I have this car going this way, right? So if I have that car going that way, it means they came from over here. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into this, but I feel like it's a plot hole in my samples. But whatever, it's not a big deal. Probably shouldn't think that far into it. Okay, so if that's that, this goes to here. I think the rear view would be here somewhere. Go. Okay, let's move on to the next shot. We're pretty much taking the combo of this one and a little bit over here, but we are taking this shot where Shinobi's looking at this happening from a building above. So this is our like top down. Let's show the audience what Shinobi shows. Show the audience what Shinobi knows. Okay. I've got Shinobi pictures everywhere. Let's go with that one. Okay. I'm going to label this page 1 here. Alright. Moving on. Let's see what this thing looks like. Looks like we have a perspective that's like this. You might even call it isometric this way, but not up and down. So it'll be even if we do it this way here. Doesn't need too many parallel lines to show it, just need a few to like really get the sense of it. Alright. And then looks like we're doing it from this angle here. Alright, so I can show this technique now. I'm gonna move this other packet of paper over here. Alright, so you guys can see my hands, right? If I do that, alright, see the panel? This is our panel right here. The technique I came upon is if you have a vanishing point that's off of the page, you can either attach another page, underneath. You could do it this way where you attach a page underneath, tape it, and then put the vanishing point, and then you're able to draw lines from that vanishing point. Now, to save time, I found this kind of workaround, which is finding a point where you want to measure out how far from a certain point to another point something is. So let's just say we want it to be kind of straight up and down here. So I'm going to put the 12 mark on the ruler right up to the corner of this panel here. And as long as that stays straight with the panel, we should be good. Now from that point on, I'm going to have to move this a little bit. We can make it a little shorter than that, actually. We'll make it 11. That way I can move. Alright, so as long as 11 lines up with the panel border, now every time I move this ruler, I hold the corner of the ruler and rotate. And that gives you pretty much the angle of every vanishing point. Now every time you have to match it up back to 11 on the ruler to that panel border, but to find your point down here. But you see what I'm doing. I rotate from that point, I hold it still, and I rotate. So that's my little workaround. So you'll see how it works here. So I can, you want to keep the paper still obviously, but we'll have one here, and then as long as I rotate from this point, we still have the same point. Or if you lose your place, you can always go back to where you were, line it up with the panel border. It doesn't have to be the panel border, just in this case it's working like that. And as long as you stay still, relatively still, it's going to work. And we don't need that many this time. So it should be good. We'll do one more. It's kind of like reverse engineering the vanishing point for yourself. Moved a little bit. Alright, so I just want to show that technique. Oh, you'll see me be doing it a lot, I'm sure. Alright, so this is our panel. In the panel we have we want the truck to be kind of big. And then we're going to use the vertical vanishing points to find how the truck is made. There's the front, and then down. Truck probably should move over just a little bit. Shouldn't be so centered, because I need the action to happen center. Bummer. Whatever. It's all good. It's all good. Let's move it just like this. I'm going to put another line up here. That way I can tell how far I am. Alright, let's make this the truck. Alright. In the panel, we're just going to have the guys point the guns at them. Now up here, we're going to have this building corner here. Just like in line with the same perspective. And on top of that, we're going to have to put in Shinobi in perspective here. So this is probably the hardest part. Even though it's silhouetted pretty much. I'm going to have them in shadow. Probably want the box to end here, not there. So the box will go here. The whole length of Shinobi will go up to like right about here. So there he is. He's going to be in this box. Now to do this right, the way I do it anyway, if you have a correct perspective, you're able to make the box, then figure out where the half point is on the box, and that gives you at least a clue as to where if he's standing up straight, it's going to be where his crotch is. So that always cues me in on a lot of landmarks, just that alone. So to find the center point of this box side, if you know this rule, it's just find the center point by connecting the corners and then drawing a line through the center like that. There's your halfway point on the box. So that line, this line is your middle. This is where his pelvis will be. Like, we'll just say it's the center of the pelvis. We're just gonna do a mannequin for now, because I always find it easier to draw the mannequin or a box for the pelvis like this. It's almost more like a bowl. We'll say it's like a bowl. But yeah, that's usually what a pelvis is like. So if that's there and this is the bottom, the whole leg has to fit in between here and there. To do that, easiest way is to probably just use cylinders at first for mannequinning this out, then a cylinder back like that. Probably that cylinder will be smaller. And this doesn't have to be super accurate because it's still just the breakdown, right? But it's my point. My point is adding the perspective lines, at least for me, helps with perspective of the body, and the perspective of the body will really cue you into like what kind of shot it is. Alright, so the quad is going to cover, and the hamstring is going to cover a little bit of the calf and everything. Alright. Let's see here. Alright, so the other side would be over here, legs down here. Probably just gonna see, like, his attitude is he's usually got this arc to his body, where his pelvis is like thrust forward just a little bit. So we're gonna move it forward just a tad. Just like that. Now this is where kind of wrapping lines comes into play, because if you kind of feel the wrap of the leg, you can start visualizing it a little better. Alright. The head will be here somewhere. He's probably going to be looking down, so we're going to tilt it. He's going to have his arms crossed, per usual. And yeah, look at me, I'm drawing outside the borders. Always draw outside the borders. It's like the same concept of you drawing through. Like, if you're trying to draw within the panel, you end up, especially when you're not experienced, you end up squishing things. Even if you're trying not to, you end up squishing things a little bit more than you want. So, alright, so his chest is here, shoulders back, so his pelvis is like kind of thrust forward, his shoulders are back. And then arms go forward. Let's see. This is where a reference comes into play to see how he stands. Alright. I was a little bit afraid of this because I didn't want to cover up the truck too much. So that's what we're getting here. Let's see. It's rough, but I think it's shown what I need because it's only going to be a silhouette. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna give it one more go because it's covering too much of the panel. Alright. Just want to barely see that he's there. Almost. See, that's much better. Kind of gives it more room. Always just want to show the side plane of the head if you're trying to do just the mannequin stuff. Here we're going to show the scarf. Not sure if we're going to have it go that way. I think it's going to go this way. Or maybe down. Yeah, maybe this way. And maybe wrap to bring everything back together. See, on this side of the page, we're not even supposed to see that border because we're already off the page. Because it's rough, I'm not going to erase everything. I'm going to give it a little extra, and we'll have to maneuver it around when we do the real deal. This is where it's supposed to be. Yeah, I think it's helpful to ignore the comic panel. Draw it in, but ignore that it's there. Draw it smaller on the page. That's why these thumbnails help, because you try to arrange them. That's why on this one I gave myself a lot of space around it, because you know you're going to draw outside of it a little bit. You're going to use it for finding your perspective grid lines out on the sides, you know, if you want to draw out there. So there's all that. But it's the other reason. So when I do these, I started this one a little bit too close to the side because I thought I was going to do another one over here, but is what it is. It's fine. Yeah, it's a thing, man. It's like it skews with your eyes, I think, a little bit. Alright, so now that we have Shinobi in here, we can correctly kind of judge. And he's got some good lines over here. Show where he's at. You might even get a peek of the sword over here, but that's going to be silhouetted probably. Alright, where's my water? Give me water. Alright, so next piece is the truck and the two guys holding it up. So, I haven't looked at any reference yet of a guy holding a gun to him. This could be totally out of character, but I think this is pretty cool, personally. Let's look at he's more special opsy than I want, but this guy's got at least something for me to look at for reference. Alright, so this is our ledge. have to put on this side of the road another building so we know that things are going up in space. Even though behind here there was nothing, maybe we'll put a building over here. So yeah, I listened to, I don't know if you guys are aware of howtodrawcomics.net. He's got a YouTube channel. I think it's pretty informative, and he's got a little podcast as well, Clayton over there. And yeah, I think I was way back, we were supposed to do something together, collaboration. But either way, I was watching his new podcast with Robert Marzullo, I think is how to pronounce it. But yeah, pretty interesting podcast. I would check it out if you're into comics and kind of getting better at drawing. I think there's a little bit, I mean, I don't know, it's more just kind of informative. I don't think you're going to pull anything super practical out of it. I don't think they mentioned a lot of practical ways to, you know, do different things, but they do talk about just process and that sort of thing, mindset sometimes. Good advice, Jeremy. Definitely. That's why digital is a little bit easier. One, because you can undo, but two, it's real easy to do layers, and with that, it's super easy to get what you're looking for. The problem with digital is it's too easy to get something clean. It's almost like you have to kind of dirty it up more than you'd have to do that on paper. Things just automatically get dirty on paper. Giggity. I was waiting for Jeremy on that one. I need my truck reference. How far down are these wheels? Good ways. Alright, so here, we're going to have a guy here, and a guy here, and then maybe a part of a person over here. Now, drawing people from this angle, it's always good to get ref for this kind of stuff. This thing keeps sliding. Can you see it when it's down here? Yeah, I think you can, actually. Never mind. Don't rip now, paper. Don't rip. I'm gonna pin. Since the paper is not that great, it's got to stay down with tape. Alright, let's see. Sometimes all you need is a little bit of a Loomis reference. Sometimes. Alright, let's try to do this. Alright, one guy... Actually, this one could be that girl, because she was kind of on this side. Or maybe I can make one of these the girl. We'll have this guy be the... There's one guy with the crowbar, we'll have him on the other side. This guy will have him with like an assault rifle or with the helmet. And always be aware of your perspective here. The lines are going this way. Kind of want them in like a ready stance. Something like that. It's so small you can't really see, but let's see here. Look at my... this one guy's got a pistol. We'll have him with the backwards hat over here. And kind of gangster style pointing the gun. We'll have this one be the girl. This shoulder's probably going to be back. She's got a shotgun. She's going to have it a little farther down on her waist. Cool. Alright, let's just get the basic shapes of everything else. Here, the man's going to try to block his family from the people. Steering wheel, rear view. Alright, let's get this truck in here. A little more clear. Oh yeah, he's got a tarp with stuff on it, forgot. Wheel in the back. And here there could be a spot for dialogue and whatever. Right. That's everything we need, I think, for this panel here. Because this is going to be silhouetted, remember? So we can even do this. What I like to do is put a little HB when I do silhouettes. That way the silhouette line itself doesn't get muddy, because sometimes you go outside of the lines. Maybe we'll a little bit of this cape show. So that'll show the green. Or is that the green? The red. Alright, so cool. Head seems a little big, but it's kind of how his helmet is. I might still size it down. Over here, this is where cape is, or the scarf rather. Alright. Perfect. Alright. Let's just draw on the road curb. Truck could be a little bit longer. Or maybe wider. Maybe a little bit of both. Cool. Next panel, guys. Now down here we could, down here on his, we might have to shadow that in, but we could do like a little string of light here. Okay. Next panel. We need to have the guy in the foreground. Trying to visualize this from what I drew. Just trying to find it. With a panel so small, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show all of it. That's tough. Let's see. So that's the seat. Put this kid's hand here. Kind of reaching out toward their father. Like that. The head will be right here. It's like this little cute little girl. She's crying, yelling. Maybe her head should be down here. This one I might need reference for. It's hard to visualize this reach. Let's look up some. Alright, I see a little bit of what it could be. Hand still pretty much stays the same, I think. Make it a little bit tinier. And then the mother up top. This guy's got to be kind of menacing back here. A challenging shot here, guys. Kids trying to get away because the parent would like try to block them. Might be a better way to do this. A more clear way anyway. That's the kid down there. That's the adult. This one might be the hardest shot. Cool. I think we're gonna have to do this from the outside. The interior is so hard to fit in this thing. Yo, I haven't watched the second season yet, so don't spoil it in there. I was planning to, but I couldn't get my girl to watch it. Alright, so I think this time we're going to do a little bit of the windshield. Front end, and then through the window we'll see this guy. Let's see. Let's get one fist holding her wrist. Maybe not the best moment to cover. I'm just trying to find the best moment to show here. Maybe just like this. Because they just take the truck, they never pull them out. So maybe they just pull him out. Another try and we'll see if this works. His hat falls off on the way here. Sorry guys, in the way of the camera. My big head. Alright, so they're pulling this guy out. I think this is not a bad shot. Just need to turn his head. That's it. We need to see his face, at least his eyes. Scared eyes. For his family. Alright. I think that'll do. Oh, this is the sentimental brotherly part. He saves his brother and now he can release into the spirit world. Oh yeah, Golden Castle, last level. Can feel the music now. Getting me inspired to pick it up a notch here. Alright, I think that'll work. Him getting pulled out of the car. Let's see here. Down at the bottom, he's on his knees, like beat up. And they're driving off, so let's find the horizon line. It's gonna be like maybe there. Truck. There's our guy. Probably bloody. Shoulders a little wide over here. And then the truck in the background. Leaving. And them standing on the back. Guns in hand. Probably dust. It's just a little imbalanced, so maybe we'll put some over here. Blood. That's funny. Star Trek typos. Sorry, everyone. All right. Last panel on this one. It's taking long enough. This one shouldn't take too long, and then we can do another one of these small thumbnails. All right. Here we have another up shot. I made another. I think that's the only up shot. So ground is down here. I get a little brighter over here. Still see that? Okay. So have it come up from down here. Or up there, what I mean. So let's do the same technique. Let's do let's go here. We'll mark it at 7 up there. I think that works. Same principle. Alright, that's his body. Middle's right around here. We have him slightly turned. Draw this little vest. Pelvis. Here you see more reference. He's got like kind of whitish hips, or that just curve like really more femininely. Let's see. Where's my notebook? Got all my poses in there. Data versus Zuckerberg. That's funny. Alright. So can kind of feel his proportions a little better. Okay. I think we're out of music here. Down here we have the guy's head. Just trying to thin him out a little bit. This time he gets silhouetted out for the most part. I think up here we'll give him a little bit of, just to show his direction, I think. Maybe some of the ear. There we go. Swords on this side. Just slightly too bulky. I like those silhouettes, it's fine. I'll finesse the hand a little bit more later, probably. Or right now, either one. Could have made that shot more dramatic like I do in the samples, but drawing both live and conceptual. Yeah, you do everything. Singing. It's funny. I want to say singing, bro. Come on, let's be real. Alright, so I can call this as page 1 because I can finesse this much onto the page. So this is something we'll scan, blow up, and then I'll work from it on the page itself. This is good enough for that. This is what we call rough layouts, my friends. These are thumbnails, rough layouts. Alright, stick this over here somewhere. We got half an hour, so that's probably enough time to do this next page, thumbnail version. Alright, so back to this tiny page. This is where we do our thumbnails. Like we did pretty much a combination last time between these two. Right? We pretty much combined the first shot, got rid of the second shot, got this shot. So those two we took. We changed both of those shots, took out one of those shots. So yeah, it's a little combination between both. Let's do just so we're not up here, let's go down here and do these, use these three for this one. Or this is page 2, let's go over here. Page 2. All right, so page 2, if we look at our sample thing here, let's look. All right. Oh, I have them in picture form. Okay. So page 2, I figured out it's potentially an exterior shot. I don't sing, dude. I, at some point, played guitar. All right, so our breakdown, we'll do it on the front here for page 2. Breakdown is exterior, Shinobi in rafters, then they kill some dude while as he's watching from the rafters. Kill guy. Wall sneak. Slash. Probably wall sneak, probably, and then a follow up. And then, ooh, this one might be tough. We'll see. He finds the girls and then immediately gets caught. Yeah. Jeremy's the mole of the art world. He comes out once a year. Sounds like me too, actually. I'm just a little bit more, I don't know, willing with a few things, I'd say. All right. So I really want to get rid of the exterior shot and maybe just do like some sort of atmospheric border, you know what I mean? So let's try something like that. And we can do something similar, like so, let's just say this, I've seen this done a few different times. We can just say we see a roof of this warehouse, because that's the next location, a warehouse. We can put little chimneys or whatever to make sure it looks like a warehouse. And then maybe just show his silhouette up on this roof. That's like super, super, super thin on top of the border. And it's just a silhouette, the whole thing. You just see his like sword, you see that, you see his like scarf. It's almost like a panel border than like a legit panel. It's one of those like Batman in the shadow shots. I'm willing, dude. I'm willing to put myself out there a little bit. Sometimes. Alright. I need something in the background. So I guess we'll go back to Swerve here. We got a half an hour. Alright, so that leaves us with what? That's really not even a panel. So that's 1, 2, 3, technically 4, 5, 6. We can do something really straightforward and just do 6x6 blocks. Sometimes that's cool. Never done that before. But what I really like to do is pick a one money shot, which is the, you know, the early 90s way to do things. You know, those guys from Image started this way, which you pick one shot, you make that the money shot, and everything else gets arranged around that. So this thing becomes the 60, and then you fit all the others into the 40. Or, you know, maybe 50 and the other get the 50, you know, or either way, there's one big money shot. And I think the money shot will be maybe finding the kidnapped girls. I don't know. What do you guys think? Out of all the ones I have him in the rafters. I have him watching from the rafters, then kill a guy, then him sneaking around between two different like actions. He's wall sneaking, and then at the same time, you know, actually getting around somebody. And then, like I said, finding the girls and then getting caught. I don't want the getting caught being the focus because that just seems like he's lame. The girls are cool because you get to see him actually find them and you think it's going to be the end, but then he gets caught. The rafter one could happen, but I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one that is the girls. We're going to make that a large panel over here. Wait, it's number 5. No. Maybe it'll be a large panel over here. But then that would make that equally as big. Maybe it has to be a horizontal in this case. Make note, I'm trying to be not very experimental with this kind of layout. I've made that mistake before. Not the mistake, it's not a mistake. It's just editors kind of want to see more tried and true rather than like the show off kind of stuff. What I'm thinking is like 1, 2, 1, 2, like a set of 4. Like that. And then the big shot down here, and then at the end over here, there's another long strip. Let's try that. Alright, Predator in the rafters. Now this is like a warehouse kind of deal. Ooh. Let's see. I drew it once, I think, but not very successfully. Okay. It is hard to make figures read this small. I need to figure out what kind of warehouse this is. Like what kind of machinery it would be at. I'm just gonna say what do I give a welding? Maybe like a welding warehouse. Okay, I like that. So yeah, there's like a crane thing in the middle that holds something, and maybe he's watching from that top piece. It's like a hook. And he's on top of this. Actually, might have him falling from the rooftop onto that. Like, one leg outstretched, arms up. And for that reason, I might shift the silhouette over here. Know what I mean? That way it almost looks like he's dropping right in. Should be interesting. Okay, so there's the hook thing. Down on the bottom. It's got to be really tiny, but there's like rolls of sheet metal is what we want. And maybe that's what he was carrying in his truck, because maybe he works there. So we're gonna have rolls of sheet metal. Could have a little building, these bins, and rolls of sheet metal. So I get to practice my ellipses at least. So these things are pretty big. Okay. Could be like a bin or a wall right there. Just need to show like 3 guys. I need to have like an open area though. So maybe not the best spot for those things. Let's put those over here. And over here. And then maybe there's a guy in the middle on his knees. There's a guy got a gun to his head over here, and then a few guys around. Alright, so from there we're just going to do an over the shoulder shot looking down. it's going to be this perspective like this. And he's going to get shot, probably in the head. Like this. Let's move this guy around a little bit. Guy over here, guy over here. All right, kills the guy. So now I need to have the guy kind of dead or being dragged away. We'll have a guy dragging him away, maybe two of them, and then a guy walking this way. And Shinobi, you'll be down against the wall. And then this guy will be walking this way with the gun. Have him run this way, whereas this guy's facing that way. Cool. Okay. Doorway. Girl's tied up. Shinobi's in the doorway. But then we can go maybe this symbol maybe. Or maybe his eyeball. And then horizontal speed lines. And then he can look over. Maybe this is the doorway. He's looking over this way. So there's a guy pointing a gun at him. Or no, maybe two of them. See, this will we do a top down. I can do something like this where I draw the same panel again twice. See what looks better. So here we can have like 3 guys as he turns. Or could be cooler if we do like something like this where you see the doorway. His arm goes back like he's turning around. And there's like, he's surrounded. Could be something like that. If we do another version of this one, this time I want to do something a little different. I'm gonna make the rafters the big shot. Still keep the same like building at the top, him there. Same shot. He's on the top of the building here. I'm not even bothering making it look like him. What I will do is make this shot a little bit bigger. And instead of him dropping down, I'm just going to have him running on the rafters. Or dashing. You know what I mean? So like there's a wall rafter. And then one this way. So we're gonna have him here, and dash here, and then there's like the crank thing here with the hook. So we're gonna have him go from here, dash, here and then dash over here. So that's 3 different figures, but really just dashing. And then down on the bottom we can see let's do it this way. Still dashing, I'm just moving that post out of the way. That way you can see what's going down here. We're going to show a couple guys at least. Oh yeah, sounds good, dude. Have a good night, Chaz, and yeah, see you tomorrow if you're tuning in. All right, so over here, again, same shot pretty much. I think we'll get the point that he's over the shoulder watching here. Can have like his hand in the way as well if we want. Maybe we can combine this all into one here and have him another movement shot. Maybe one drop down onto like a reel, and then flip. So like this rooftop kind of building of the office or something. And then maybe run. All the while there is probably like a dude here with a gun. Maybe another dude. It's kind of a cool shot. Just about 10. I'm just going to do a little scribble of mother and just a little bit of the daughter's head here. Maybe I need to make it smaller then, or do it this way. Do it this way, then we can have family tied up. There he is in the doorway, same way. And then maybe a vertical panel here of his eye again, of something like alerting him. then right before we go here, I'm just gonna have that same, maybe tilted like this. Could be even, but I think the tilt gives it more pressure. He's here, and then he's got his arm out, like he's turned around, and then he's surrounded. And they're on like a rail or not a catwalk, but like a little upper level. I think that works best. I may still keep this one instead of the dashing, because that'll give this one a little more room, I think. So another combination one. Just fine. Makes everything worthwhile. Alright guys, that is it. To comb over, we have done page 1 pretty much roughed out. And then page 2 is pretty much broken down and 2 different variations, which is always good. I like, it all depends on what actions I want to go with, but if we don't do the dashing, I think we make the panel this size again. We'll keep it the same and then make this a little bigger, have the flipping be the action shot and the money shot. That's a plan. So I'm going to do that. Do flip equals money shot. Alright, cool. That's it, guys. Thanks for showing up. Thank you, Jeremy. Thanks, Chaz. When you jump back on, anybody who was watching, appreciate it. If you want to help me out, please go to patreon.com/catapanoart. You can help me out by supporting there or just sharing the page. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, I totally forgot my post-it notes. So next time, have my post-it note. See you tomorrow for number 49.